So this will be a different camera comparison than I normally do. So all the photos and videos that you're about to see taken on the OPPO Find X7 Ultra and the Pixel 8 Pro that you see here were shot about 3 months ago, earlier this summer. So maybe about early July of 2024. And I just never got around to finishing all the different components that I normally do. So this will be a shorter comparison because of that. But I did want to give you some different shots. So I went out to some different places. This was the first time that I went out to that pink salt pond that you've seen in some recent camera comparisons that I released. I also got some sunset shots from the top of the hills down onto the city. And I also went to Illuminate while they're in town, which is basically a set of light sets that you can kind of walk in and around and take photos and videos. So just wanted to give you something more visually appealing. So hopefully you enjoy the photos and videos shot on these two phones here. And for those who don't know, the main differences are that the OPPO has a larger 1-inch type sensor than the Pixel, and they also pretty much have a dual periscope zoom system. So the overall hardware on the OPPO is going to beat the Pixel hands down. But like most of you probably already know, the Pixel is really all about photo and image processing. So it's really going to come down to how well each of these phones kind of do that overall image processing regardless of the hardware. So take a look at all the photos and videos and let me know what you think. So here's a 4K 30 frames per second test from the Pixel 8 Pro and the OPPO Find X7 Ultra. So this is the ultra angle camera to start out here, and I'm at a pretty nice little pink salt pond here. So a little bit different video this time, a little bit different sample, hopefully a little more scenic. This is what the ultra wide angle camera looks like. We'll move into the main on the Pixel and on the OPPO. So this is now the main camera, so you can see how that compares to the ultra wide angle camera. We'll pan all the way back around this way, and let's see if we can do a bit of a zoom test here. So let's go to, see, we got the 5x, let's go to 5x telephoto there on the Pixel, and then we go to the 3x telephoto on the Find X7 Pro Ultra, sorry, and we can actually move into the 6x crop on that telephoto lens on the OPPO for about the same focal length here, just as a sample view. And we'll go ahead and move over into, let's try maybe 10x here on the Pixel, and let's go for 10x here on the OPPO 9, 10. All right, so 10x digital zoom there on both. See what that looks like and see how stable it is once you're zoomed in. It's nice that these phones nowadays, once you zoom in, kind of stabilize the lens, so you get pretty tight these days. And we go all the way to a 20x here on the Pixel, and we've got 18x here on the OPPO. So just pan around here so you get a view of what that zoom kind of looks like here on each. And we'll back them both out here. And we'll just pan this way, and we'll just start walking just to test the stabilization a little bit here. So you can see what that looks like here on both cameras in 4K, side by side. And I'll just do a little jog to see if we can stress out that stabilization a bit. All right, so there you go. A 4K video sample here on the Pixel 8 Pro and OPPO Find X7 Ultra. Everyone, so here's a front-facing camera test on the Pixel 8 Pro and OPPO Find X7 Ultra. This is being shot at 4K 30 frames per second on each. And as you can see, that nice pink salt pond behind me, a little more scenic than my normal videos here. So we'll just pan around to give you a view of that scenery. And if I'm looking red, it is me. It's about 100 degrees out here, and so I'm a bit sunburnt and a bit hot. So that is not the camera, that's just me, unfortunately. And again, we'll just pan around some more, give a view, and we'll just go ahead and start walking to test the stabilization here, so you get an idea of what the stabilization looks like here on these front-facing cameras side by side. And I'll just jog a little bit to see if we can stress out that stabilization a bit. All right, so there you go. Just a quick selfie video test here on the Pixel 8 Pro and Find X7 Ultra. Alright, so here's a quick 4K 30 frames per second video here at night. As you can see, there's a lot of lights around me, so not exactly low light, but this is an example of some video that you might be taking on your vacation or in a similar situation here at amusement parks or something like that. So this is what they look like. This is the ultra wide angle camera here on both. I'll move into the main camera here now on each, so you can see how the main camera looks in comparison to that ultra wide. I'll pan around so you can see how panning performs here at night, even with this amount of light. If you see any kind of juddering or stuttering, I'll just go ahead and walk to test the stabilization here in this particular scenario. Again, these are just handheld in front of me, so no stabilization, tripods, or handhelds. Just me holding the phones in front of me with my bare hands, so you can see a real world scenario and how the stabilization would perform in a similar scenario like this. So let me know what you think about the camera quality here on both phones here at 4K 30 frames per second here at night. And here's a quick front camera sample here at 4K 30 frames per second, again at night with a lot of lights around me, so you can see how these cameras perform in this particular scenario. I'm just hand holding the cameras in front of me, so no stabilization from any kind of tripod or selfie stick or anything. So this is how the cameras would perform in this kind of lighting here at night, just handheld, point and shoot. So let me know what you think about the quality here on the front facing cameras here in this particular lighting situation on both phones.